Okay, so now we at the point where we can't ignore the fire. Choking on the smoke, and it seems inevitable. Inevitable. How the fuck you say that word? That Giannis Antetokounmpo will no longer be with the Milwaukee Bucks, and as somebody who's watched him his entire career, as somebody who called it, believe it or not, as soon as he watched them grainy fucking European tapes as a teenager, knew he was going to be a superstar. Partly due to being hopefully optimistic as a Bucks fan, but it was pretty evident that in those videos that's what he was going to look like when he matured and got used to the NBA speed. The rest is history. And first off, Giannis Antetokounmpo will always be the face of the franchise. Will always be number one when you talk about Milwaukee Bucks. You could say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but all that diciness and shit, not wanting to be here and all whatever else went on with that. And Giannis had his own little hiccups and whatever you want to call it, but when it all comes down to it, nobody will ever be as hailed as Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee Bucks history. Led this team to a title, first one in 50 years, probably the last one for another 50 years. Who knows? But I just hope everybody appreciate what this man's done for the team, the city, the state. And I wish him luck wherever he goes, even though fucking Boston or fucking Miami is not not ideal at all. Like, as a Bucks fan, I know most Bucks fans hate both of them teams with a fucking passion, fiery passion from in the balls, from in the soul. Can't stand Miami, and I definitely can't stand Boston. So to see our franchise go play for one of them teams is gonna be a bitch. And the return is not going to be ideal no matter what happens. But hopefully John Horst can maximize the return. For Boston, it got to be Jaylen Brown with the hopes of either building around him, which I'm probably in the outs of saying they could probably, maybe. Who knows? It's the NBA. Crazy shit happens. Ryan Rollins takes another jump. Miles Turner gets his shit together. They hit on 10. JB goes crazy as a number one option and proves that he is one of the best players in the NBA. And now all of a sudden the Bucks in a wide open East. Well, I know the Knicks just won a chip. Very good team. Great chemistry. Great defense. All of that. But the East is still open. Crazier shit has happened than JB coming to the Bucks and being a number one and the team falling in line around him and being a playoff team, a contender in the future even. But any JB deal needs to come with all of their picks, all of their young players. I know Boston fans say JB one for one. Get the fuck out of here. Picks, young players, JB. Always could flip JB if they wanted to at the deadline. He goes crazy, gets an even bigger haul than he will right now. Even though I know the front office wants another pick in this draft, as do I. 27 isn't great, but 27 still could get you a good player. Dalen Swain might be around. It's a very deep draft, very good draft. 13 would be awesome. Like, I would love 13, but the Heat package just never had the appeal, never had that one piece. Maybe where's that piece and we don't know it. But Spo killed all that shit by not playing him, so just can't do it. Fucking Tyler Hero on expiring contract cannot headline a Giannis trade. I don't give a fuck what you say about it. Giannis is on the expiring, so is Tyler fucking Hero. He is not from the headline of the deal. Jaime Jaquez is a hell of a role player. Sixth Man of the Year runner-up would be a good piece. The swaps, we don't want no fucking swaps. Those probably ain't gonna convey. The 3 first-round picks be nice, but they probably gonna be late. So really no difference than the Boston Celtics giving you their picks. Um, yeah, man. If it's Boston or Miami, I don't know, man. Just maximize the return. Just get everything you can. I really want to ignore the fire, but we choking on the smoke. So there got to be a blaze coming soon, and it's going to result in our franchise GOAT in a rival's fucking uniform. Not something that I want to be saying, not something I think I'd be saying. And it's heartbreaking, man. Can't really fault the front office. New ownership, all gets dicey. They've tried their best. They went with the Lillard trade. Shit just didn't work out with the injuries. The Miles Turner thing was fucking nuts, but he was swinging, so you can't really be mad at it. You look back at it and say maybe you keep Dame, and it looks a lot different this year coming in. But Giannis was putting pressure on the organization. At least that's what's reported. He was putting pressure on the organization, and they did what they could. Miles Turner on paper seems like a great fit next to Giannis. I just don't know what the fuck that was last season. I have no idea what he was playing like he was building Legos most of the time. I don't understand what that was for Miles Turner. But they took their swings. The Dame trade, injuries just derailed shit. Chris not being able to stay healthy, Giannis being injured for playoff runs never helps. Dame tearing his Achilles fucking was not ideal. Horse has missed on some stuff. Let's not sugarcoat it, because he definitely has. Draft picks been garbage, but it's a little over exaggerated because he's only been picking 17th and later. They took swings. A.J. Johnson was a horrible miss, but it's a late pick. Marchand Beauchamp, late pick. Tools and all that. He needs to nail this draft. That's for damn sure. He needs to lock the fuck in and get this number 10 pick correct. But Dante for Serge was a weird deal. I understand it though. I get what he was going for. Dante was injured. And Serge seemed like a good pickup. But yeah, didn't really work out. All the second round picks for fucking Jay Crowder seemed like a good deal on paper. Didn't work out. But yeah, small market team, limited assets around a franchise player. Your number 2 is declining to injuries, so you try to trade him for a younger piece, and Kyle Kuzma just wasn't it. The whole world told you Kyle Kuzma wasn't it, and you still went along with it, or went through with it. I get it. You had to take a swing, but man, trading a franchise GOAT and Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma is never going to look good. No matter how declining his skills and his availability and health was, it was never going to look good. And a lot of people think that's what started the Giannis frustration. I'm not sure. I have no insider information. I'm speaking strictly as a fan, a die-hard fan of the Milwaukee Bucks. Somebody who's watched this team through the Andrew Bogut's, the Charlie Bells, the Villanuevas, Raymond Sessions, Steven fucking Jackson. All those years to be rewarded with Giannis, Chris Middleton years. I can't be thankful enough for those two players. for giving us the run that we had, man. Small market Milwaukee Bucks from bumfuck nowhere were contenders for a decade plus. Always didn't work out. A lot of sad playoff endings, but we got there, man. We got to the tip, got to the highest point possible, and that's a lot more than most franchises, especially small market franchises, can say. Maybe this is all overblown. Maybe it's really just Shams lying again and again. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. Shams was lying. Shams was making bullshit up. Like, maybe he heard some shit, but he was definitely twisting it to get clicks and readers. But now that it seems like we're at the end stages. I don't know how to feel, man. Of course, I want to sign Giannis again. I want him to retire a Milwaukee Buck. I wanted to give him that $300 million contract. Is it the best decision for the franchise? Probably not. Probably not. He's going to be 32. Bucks have not a lot of future assets. And we'll probably have to cash those in to try to make a run again. But I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Maximize what you can with the Giannis years. He's giving you everything you have, so just keep trying. But it seems like that's not an option, and it seems like a rebuild is going to happen. And we are stuck between a sweaty-ass rock and a dirty-ass shamrock. And I don't know which one is the better option. I'm leaning the Celtics, but they have to throw in everything. All their future first, which isn't much. I know they can only trade like 3 or some shit. Hugo, which Boston fans love, but who knows if he's anything more than a role player. I don't know any other Shiremen. Like, Boston don't have a lot of young players with potential, just like Miami doesn't have a lot of players with big potential. But JB could be that number one. I kind of believe in it a little bit. At the very least, see what happens this year. Most likely going to kill it either way. If the team's good or the team's bad, JB's going to get his numbers, and you'll be able to flip him for a haul at the deadline. Entertain it now. If Atlanta or the Clippers are willing to give you 5 or 8 and some stuff for JB, then entertain it now. I'll take that all day, but you have to get other assets from Boston. You cannot just take JB. If it's Miami, I've kind of talked myself into thinking Miami's offer is decent, just because that's like you have to. Jamie Jaquez is a good role player. Maybe he's more. That's the type of shit that enters your head when you're forced to have to take these deals. But I'm high on Ware. I think Ware could be a good player. But the Spo not playing him when Bam was injured, not getting the minutes, low motor, that shit scares the hell out of me. Tyler Hero. I don't know where to land on Hero, man. He's a bucket, but he's on an expiring. He wants a max. A hometown kid, but never felt like a hometown kid. If this was Con Knipple or Jalen Johnson, then we all in. Those feel like hometown kids. Tyler Hero's never really embraced us. At least it doesn't feel that way to me. But the Heat offer will be Hero, Ware, Jaquez. They're trying to get us to take fucking Joe Fix contract, which would be lunacy for us to do. Why would you take a negative asset in a deal for Giannis? So it would be Hero. Ideally, Hero, Ware, Vasquez, Cass, 13. All the future first, and swaps, which Heat fans think swaps mean anything, and they really don't. Especially if we taking the Heat deal, we gonna be bad for a long time. So the swaps shit ain't gonna be anything. But if it's the Heat deal, then it is what it is. You just gotta hope that where it turns out, you give them that opportunity to become that future stretch big. Definitely got upside. I think where it could definitely be a prize if developed correctly. Got to hit on 13 and 10. Have to hit on 13 and 10. No, no taking swings. No native Met. Please, God, no native Met. I know, man. Haslam's from Tennessee. That you want to paint the picture that Horace always gambles on tools, which he doesn't. But I see what y'all try to say. Fucking Marshawn and AJ, those are late picks, man. Same dude who picked 17 into the NBA ready Dante, or found late ready picks like Sam Merrill and AJ Green. It's just lazy to me that they try to paint Nader Met to the Bucks based on Horst, but the Haslam shit is real, I think, and I'd be fucking upset if they take a swing on one of the Boomer Bust projects in a loaded class. Take the sure thing with a high ceiling. Like, most of these dudes have just as high a ceiling as a Met does, with a way higher floor. Same with Lopez. I don't want to take no shot at Lopez. Maybe they turn out to be stars, but we are in no position to be wasting top 10 picks on players like that. So if they take the Heat deal, they got to hit on their draft picks. Develop the one prospect they get back. Cass, too. I'm not sure exactly how high a ceiling Cass has, but he needs to get minutes right away and get run. Jaquez, I guess you start him and see if he has a higher floor than a role player. See maybe if he could be an all-star level player in a right environment. But yeah, either deal is not ideal, especially losing Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm sure this will be resolved soon. I just want to get it off my chest, and I'm gonna end it with this. Giannis Antetokounmpo will forever be remembered as a Milwaukee Buck, somebody who brought the franchise out of poverty to the mountaintops, and that could never be forgotten. I hope no Bucks fan ever turns ill will, and it'd be easy to do with the way shit is shaking out. He's gonna go to a rival after pouting and back and forth. So I want to be here, telling his agent he doesn't want to be here. The knee injury that to me looked suspect as fuck, but I can't speak on that. That'd be weird to say he faked the injury to sit out, because that's not like him. It's just a weird overall ending, but I just want people to remember where this franchise was when Giannis came. We just lost the most games in franchise history. We had Brandon Knight as a point guard. Or no. Yeah, that was our pivot option. Jeff Teague signed an extension, but Atlanta matched. We had to pivot because Jennings wanted out. So we traded for Brandon Knight and a little no throw in Chris Middleton, who would go on to be one of the franchise best players and help lead the franchise to a title with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So just remember where we came from. Carlos Delfinos, the Raymond Sessions. Before Giannis, this was the players that we rooted for. These were the players that we had to believe had some superstar upside. Charlie Villanueva will never be forgotten. I thought that was the next GOAT. So what I'm saying is, don't hate Giannis. Remember him for being the face of this franchise. Remember him from lifting us to the top of the mountain. Forget all that fickle shit. The man wants to win, man. You can't blame him for that. Forever and always, Giannis Antetokounmpo will be the face of the Milwaukee Bucks.